Hello, it's William. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about color. I'm like always fascinated by the color because I not only have this like coding channel, but also I have a digital art channel. So if you're interested, do check it out. Okay, this video is sponsored by me, so um, you are my supporter, and your support will ensure me to make a living and continue to make video like this. Okay, thanks so much. And as a digital artist, but also a programmer, I'm fascinated by the color, and so I have like a really high standard when it comes to make a specific thing, um, like component or widget, or I'm not sure, maybe some text. So I want to talk a deeper, like make a deeper version about color, not just some modifier. I want cover all the things that I can think of, how to modify color, how to fill the color with a specific shape or container, something like that. Okay, so it will be fun. Let's get started. So first, let me get myself a little bit smaller. Okay, I think maybe here. All right, let's get started. I think it's here. It's okay. Okay. So first, let's talk about like most simplest thing. Okay. So we got this image of globe. Let's just get rid of it. Let's use simple text as an example. Okay. Hello world, really simple. I can change it to hello. I'm William Jamming. I am like William. Okay, Jamming. Let me just use jam for it. Okay. Hello, I'm William Jam. And right now, it's a default color, okay? So what I'm going to do is to make it have a specific background. And I can use color and dot and add a specific color. So for example, I can have an accent color, okay? So the accent color will be the really really dark blue color. I don't want that. So for example, I can have a like blue. I think it's almost the same, and I can have red. Okay, really, really red, and I can have a say greenish color, orange, all that, or secondary. Okay, let me just have an orange, and what I'm going to do is I can change opacity or make it gradient. Okay, this is a like fine tuning things, but yeah, that's it. Just use background. You can just change it. Okay. So for example, you can have a opacity of a specific double or for that specific opacity, and what I'm going to do is to normally I would just use like 0.7 for it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use 0.7. Okay. So it looks pretty nice, right? And this is just one way of doing things, and then let's continue. So instead of just um, you know delete and do that again, I'm going to save it here, and I'm going to say this is the background, the change background. Let me just change background color change, right? And then what I'm going to do is to add another text because it's a V stack. So really simple. I can have another text and say this time, what about foreground? So I'm going to say foreground. Maybe capitalize it. Foreground. Ground color change. What about foreground color change? Let's try this. Things I named this experiment. So let's experiment, and do not scared of like you will break something. You will not. It's just some code. Okay. So let's add a foreground color. So normally I would use like a foreground color, but foreground color will be deprecated in future version of iOS. So just to use foreground style. So let's go back to foreground style. Okay, we got a specific style and specific shape style. So what I'm going to do is can I just use color for this one? So I can have a orange as well. So as you guys can see, this will only change the text. So the text will be treated as the foreground, and the background will be sort of like a container, and just to contain the text. So there will be like text field. You fill that with the text, and that specific text field will be the background, and text will be the foreground. So yeah, so far so good. You can have an orange. You can also have like a secondary. So you can make a secondary color for this text style. I love this. And of course you can change that to say, can I change that to bar? Oh my gosh, material matching style system to bar. So the toolbar have a specific style, they will have a specific style. I love this. Of course, you can browse through, you can clean the sign. I love the sign. You can feel, oh my gosh. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But normally, if you want to just change the color, you can use, the color that you want. Of course, I believe we can have a color here, and dots have a specific color. So, for example, yellow. Can I do something like that? Of course you can. So that's background and foreground color for you. So what about not just some text, but some shape? We can also use the modifier to do that. And what I'm going to do is to use fill modifier, and I'm going to add a shape down below. So what I'm going to do is to add a specific shape, and what about a shape circle or rounded rectangle? Let's use circle for this one. So circle, and we got this like a default big blackish circle. And if I want to change the color, basically I want to change the color that fill the shape. So that's the reason I use fill. And then I can have a specific color here. So color and dots. This time I want to add a little bit of comparison. So green. Voila, you got this change to green. Really simple. So fill modifier do change it. And of course you can make a Z stack and float above this specific shape. We already talked about that, so I'm not going to go really deeper to here. And of course you can use accent color modifier. So for example, you can let's add a button here. So button, if you have a specific text for the button, I'm going to say color button. Okay, so we got a specific color button here. But since this button does not do anything, I'm going to just leave it empty, or you can print it out. Doesn't really matter. I just want to change the style. I don't want, fill adding logic inside. So I can dot, and as I can see, frame all that. Let's just add the accent color here. As you guys can see, the accent color will be deprecated in the future. So use the accent color, or use view initialization instead. So things is already deprecated. Of course you can use it, by the way. And I say deprecated in the future, but not mean that you can't use it right now. So yeah, that's for sure. So what I'm going to do is to use different ways of doing this. Of course, I already show you that it can be done. You just do it. Okay. So first, you can use tint, and you can use tint dot a specific color. So for example, I can use yellow for yellow. Really simple. So the tint is more like a I don't know, it's like the front of the text. Okay, so yeah, and of course you can just change the bottom style. So in order to do that, instead of doing tilts, you can use bottom style. Okay, and so for example, I want to have a specific container, so I can dots, and can I have a bordered here? So bordered, right? Bordered. So we got this bordered button, so you can have a button so you can click, right? And things we got this button style, and we can also change the tint color, and I'm going to make it yellow, so you guys can see. Wow, we not only change the text but also change the border behind, but the border behind and the text is a little bit different. So it's the kind of nuance here. So you might ask me, well, that sounds really not very good control. So of course you can use the custom button style to just write some custom style. I don't know, maybe here. Let's just write it. So you have a struct, and you can have a custom button style. Okay, and that will give you a button style. Really simple one. And what I'm going to do is to use the let me just give it a little bit of space, because this may requires you make a lot of code. So func, and we can use make body and configuration return some view, and here is your configuration. So what I'm going to do is to have a configuration here and have a specific label, and then adding all that. So for example, we have add paddings, and you can add a specific background. Yeah, that's how you make like a customized thing. Okay, preview shell. Okay, doesn't really matter. A specific background, and we can have a configuration, and depending on whether it's pressed or not, okay, you have a specific color, and say let's get a purplish color. Okay, purple. And remember, we can add opacity, so let's add opacity, and depending on whether you press it or not, the opacity will get 0.7. I love 0.7, this number. And of course you can also say color, if it's not pressed, dots, and we can have a purple right now, and yeah, just use purple. Do not change opacity. Okay, and this is the background. Of course you can have a foreground color or foreground style, depending on whether you want to use, like, some people are like puritans of the deprecation. So once you just show the text, just completely stop using it. Of course you can still use it, but you can change your code just to catch the trend. You can use white. You can use let me just use something drastic. Okay, so I'm going to give a cyan. Okay, and of course we can have a, say, clip shape. So clip shape. Okay, and a specific shape. So normally I'll make my button a rounded rectangle. So I have a rounded rectangle and have a corner a radius, not corner size, corner radius of a specific float. Let me just make it 10. I have no idea what this will look like. I just go with the flow and see what we are making. So scale effects. So we can have a it's pressed. Maybe make it like a slightly different size change, so you guys can see that it's pressed. So you got like a size change on whether it's pressed, and we can have 0.9 and 1 difference. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then you can have a specific customized button. So this is a button that's the Apple's defaults gives you. Sorry, I didn't add this question mark. And then we got custom style button, and we got this the button, and let me add a customized style button here. So custom button style. Okay, custom button style. And then what I'm going to do is to actually make this button a our bottom style, and you just passing this to customized bottom style. Okay, so no exist machine call. Yeah, we have to call it. Yeah, that's our customized bottom style. So guys, this is purple background, and I believe we can tab it. When tab it, we become like a really smaller. You can make it more drastic, just for testing purpose, right? Just make it like really small, so you guys can have a like zooming effects. Bang. really small, and then boom, go back. Nice animation, really smooth. I love it. And of course, you can change the opacity, right? You can change the opacity. I believe it's let me just make it like 0.1, just so you guys can see more clearly. So yeah, really flashing opacity change. Okay, so this is the opacity, like really transparent, and scale it down. If I let it go, we'll go back. So nice transition. And of course, the foreground color will be the text color. The background color will be the background. Okay, so that's how you make a bottom color change. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. You can use one sky. It's basically just a protocol. And by the way, if you are developing under the iOS like 15, maybe you wouldn't be able to change it. So yeah, just to bear that in mind. So button style and yeah, and of course I think I can use the basically this is you. Oh yeah, we can use the view modifier to do that. Yeah, but I think yeah, let's go with the flow. But I think this is a fairly enough spacing here. So I'm going to like make two videos about this. Okay, so because I really love the color, so I'm going to talk about this topic. Okay, thanks. Bye. See you next video. And don't forget to give me a thumb up. Okay, thanks.